Hello, everybody, and welcome to Minutes with Moynahan. This will be the last broadcast before 2020 takes a leave of us, and for most of us, all of us, I suppose, it'll be a welcome ending. I do want to begin by saying it is a time to express gratitude, as we always do in New Year's past. We recollect what's happened during the year, and we say thank you for those who were particularly helpful and good and supportive for us. And my big thank you goes out to Amy Guandolini, my paralegal, my personal assistant, my executive assistant, without whom this year would have been virtually impossible for me to succeed and to have the clients achieve the success through our mutual efforts that they were able to achieve. So thank you, Amy. Thank you, Paula Moynahan, MD, my sister, who somehow struggled through COVID, not by getting COVID, but being on the front lines, administering to her patients, going in and out of New York into her office in Middlebury. There are too many others to mention, but the friends who stepped forward, some silently, but in service, and some others more intimately involved, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to them all. And they will know who I'm speaking about, and I think that'll be sufficient for now. We look forward to 2021, to the end of COVID, but by virtue of the vaccine, and hope sooner rather than later we'll be back to some sort of normalcy, and almost complete normalcy. I might say I'm one of the ones who thinks that we should be careful, and we should wear masks, and we should distance, but we also shouldn't extend ourselves to some of the ridiculous shutdowns that have been imposed by governments, sometime here in Connecticut, more often in the neighboring state of New York. But our restaurateurs, who are our friends and our associates and who take such good care of us, have suffered excessively. And at the end of 2020, my best wishes go out to them, and to salute them for their stoic and to their courageous efforts to stay open and to serve their patrons. We've got to be more open in 2021. I trust that we will be, and that we'll continue to cooperate and make it a much better year. The challenges of the past year did have their silver linings. As always, a person's attitude will determine an outcome, and will determine also how well one can, I would say, accommodate the difficulties that are sure to visit each of us. So attitude is important. The idea that with all the difficulties, think about what good things might have come out of it. For some, that's going to be more difficult than others, but for those of us who had a pet, well, we spent more time with the pet. We got more walks in the woods. We still did our work. Amy and I were in the office every day, in court under limited circumstances, but in court many times every week. So we managed to function, but we did enjoy personal things to a greater extent than before. Those of you with family had a chance to develop relationships with that family, with your children, with your spouse, that might not otherwise have presented. I would say it's a good time to accentuate the good things that happened, concentrate on them, keep them in your lives in 2021, and that in the spirit of togetherness, which is the silver lining I'm recalling on almost New Year's Eve, it's the silver lining of these things that predominate and that we will remember in years to come. So I will tell you that you'll be watching this after the New Year. So this is a belated Happy New Year. It's an engagement with the New Year, and that engagement with energy, with enthusiasm. I would think this is a message I'm going to get back to in the next video, likely. I think the thing that bothered me the most in this past year was the assault, unceasing and vicious against our law enforcement officers, our peacekeepers. That's something that's going to continue into 2021, and it's something that I'm going to be discussing with you in rather intimate detail, with plans, with offers for you to participate in supporting the police. Not that they shouldn't be reformed. The best police officers, the 99.8% of them, want reform. But that the reform, the message that isn't getting out, is that the reform requires a mutuality, an accountability that's mutual, and a responsibility that's mutual, and empathy that flows both ways. So that's going to be one of my principal resolutions for 2021. I'd like to invite you to tell me after the end of this and when in the chat room, tell me, if you will, what things you're most proud of. What things did you learn that benefited you in the crisis that was manifested in 2020? And also tell me what plans you have, what achievements you'd like to realize, the hard work that you intend to apply to the situations, whether they be difficulties or opportunities in 2021. Let's have a conversation about that. I'll look forward to getting them, to reading them, to responding to some or all of them. And I wish you a happy, happy New Year, a healthy New Year, a prosperous one, and to all, peace throughout your family life, your business life, the life of our communities and our country. Happy New Year 2020. Goodbye, in some respects, good riddance, but welcome 2021. We'll make it happen.